is Jenna and today I'm here doing a brand new tag video. This is an original tag. It is the first time that I have ever come up with an original tag, so I am really excited about it. This tag is called the Decom Tag. So it is all about Disney Channel original movies. If you know me at all, you'll probably know that I love Disney Channel. When Disney Plus got announced, I freaked out because I went, I'm finally going to be able to watch all the Disney Channel original shows and movies that I have loved for years and haven't had a chance to watch. That is happening. I have come up with 11 questions based on some of the most popular of Disney Channel original movies, and I am really excited to share this one with you guys. Some of these questions, the answers to them will contain spoilers because of the nature of the films. I will let you know though if my answer is going to contain a spoiler or not, so you can just mute the video while I'm holding up that book. That is fine. I also have not, I think there's one film on this list that I haven't actually seen, so thank you to Emily. You guys know her from various vlogs. Thank you to Emily for helping me come up with the questions for this one, particularly that film in particular, which is funnily enough the first one. So without further ado, here is my Disney Channel original movie book tag. Question number one, the Cheetah Girls. So Cheetah Girls is a film about 4 friends who become a band, I believe. I'm not sure, I haven't seen Cheetah Girls, but I do know that it has some serious, solid female friendships. So the first question is to name a book with a solid female friendship, and for this one I am going with Zenith by Sasha Alsberg and Lindsay Cummings. This book follows Andy and her badass group of female pirates. They are the female space pirates. They are incredibly close. They are the closest crew, fiercely loyal to each other. They fiercely love each other and they have bonds that can never be broken. Question number 2, High School Musical. High School Musical is probably one of the most popular films that I have on this list. It follows basketballer Troy and new girl Gabriella as they break the status quo in their high school, all while auditioning to perform in their spring or possibly winter musicale. Can never remember which one it is. So for this movie, my question is to name a book with a star-crossed lovers romance. I have gone with Light Years by Cass Morgan. This book features the romance of Aaron and Dash. Aaron and Dash are 2 boys from vastly different planets and they fall in love, but Dash's father is desperate to keep them apart because he believes that Aaron is far below Dash's station because of the planet that he is from. Star-crossed lovers if I ever saw them. Question number 3, Camp Rock. Camp Rock is a film about a girl named Mitchie who goes to a camp all about music for the summer where she finds herself, she finds her sound, she finds her voice. It is a fantastic film, would highly recommend. So my question for this film is to name a book that focuses on music. And for this one, I have gone with a book that I haven't read, but I do know that it focuses on music, and that is 1,000 Perfect Notes by C.G. Drews. As I said, I haven't read this one personally, but I do know that it focuses on a piano player who is trying desperately to live up to the career that his mother wishes that she had had, and it follows him as he sort of struggles with this idea of being a musician, and I'm pretty sure there's more going on beneath the surface, but it's definitely a book that focuses a lot on music. The 4th film is Princess Protection Program. Now, Princess Protection Program follows a princess whose country is under attack, and she is sort of shipped off to live a normal life with another teenage girl while she is in hiding from being royalty. So my question for this one is to name a character who is royal but has to hide it. Now, this answer is going to contain spoilers because obviously I'm going to be talking about someone royal who is trying to hide that they are royal. So while I am holding up the book, if you haven't read this one, I would recommend muting the video. So the book that I'm talking about is Akane by Lynette Noni, and the character I'm talking about is DC. In the beginning of the book, we know DC as Alex's sullen roommate who doesn't really want a lot to do with her and doesn't particularly seem to like anybody. It's not until the end of the novel that we find out that she is actually Princess Delucia, the princess that no one has really seen for the past few years. She has come to Akane, not telling anyone who she is. The teachers know, but she made them promise not to tell, mainly because she just wanted to have what is considered to be a normal childhood. Something that she was denied, which is what we find out in later books. We find out she was denied that, obviously being a princess. So in this first book, she tries desperately to make friends without them knowing that she's royalty. Unfortunately, no one's really taught her the making friends part. Question number 5, Wizards of Waverly Place the movie. Wizards of Waverly Place follows 3 teenage wizards as as they grow up in New York City. This film follows them on a vacation where Alex accidentally wishes that her parents never met and that they didn't know each other, and then the three of them have to try to fix everything that she has done before they cease to exist. Intense stuff, I know. So my question to go with this film is to name a book that contains magic. For this one, I'm going with the Harry Potter series by J.K. Rowling, possibly the most boring and cookie cutter and bland and predictable answer I could have, but this is like the OG magic for me. Before this, I don't really think I'd read anything with magic. Harry Potter is everything. It has the OG magic system. For myself, I'm sure for a lot of you as well, this is the OG magic which introduced you to the wild world of fantasy. Question number 6 is Avalon High. Avalon High is a film with a girl, I believe her name is Allie. She attends a new school and discovers that everyone there may be reincarnations of King Arthur and his knights. She then has to figure out who King Arthur is and how she can best protect him. It is kind of a corny film, but it's also one that I really did enjoy watching. So my question to go with this film is to name a book based on a legend. For this one, I am once again going with a book that I haven't actually read personally, and that is Cursed by Thomas Wheeler. This one was on my most anticipated end of year releases last year because it is based on the Arthurian legend. It is a retelling of the Lady of the Lake. This is one of my favorite legends of all time, and I believe it is actually being turned into a Netflix original series, which is really exciting, and I feel like I need to read this one before we get to that point. Question number 7 is Lemonade Mouth. Lemonade Mouth is one of these underrated Disney films that I really think more people should watch. It is fantastic. It follows 5 people as they meet in detention and form a band to really express the way they feel and to be the voice of the people, which is something really beautiful and really well done for a Disney film. The songs are fantastic, the characters are great, and the storyline itself is brilliant. So my question for this film is to name a character who is not afraid to stand up for what they believe in. And for this one, I'm going with Harper from A Curse So Dark and Lonely by Bridget Chimera. Harper is, in this film, she is torn from her element and thrust into this new world with new rules and something that she is just not familiar with. And Harper spends the entirety of the novel A, trying to get home, but B, refusing to bow to pressure and convincing Ren that he needs to be doing more, that he should be believing in his people as much as she does. She is not afraid to stand up for what she believes in. She is not afraid to put herself in danger to do just that, and I absolutely love her for it. Question number 8 is Girl vs. Monster. Girl vs. Monster is kind of my go-to Halloween film because it's not that scary, but it's still got that Halloweeny vibe. Girl vs. Monster follows a girl who has never experienced fear before, and on this particular Halloween night, she experiences fear for the first time and has to learn how to overcome it just as the rest of us do. For my question for this book, I want you to name a character who faces their fears and ultimately overcomes them. Again, this one is going to be kind of a spoiler alert, so if you have not read City of Bones by Cassandra Clare and don't want to have mild character spoilers, then I would recommend muting this video until I put this book down. So I'm taking kind of a different approach with my own question, and I'm going with Alec from the Mortal Instruments series. So Alec is gay, and we kind of figured this one out in this first book, but we don't really get to see it until the third. But what we do know is he has spent 3 books struggling with who he is and who he wants to be. Alec spends the majority of this first book absolutely terrified that someone is going to figure out that he is gay, because being gay is not something that the Shadowhunters approve of. So he's terrified that someone is going to find out and that his life is going to be ruined. Throughout the next 3 books, Alec really overcomes this fear and grows into the person that he was born to be and ends up in the most beautiful relationship of the entire series. He is someone who takes his fears on and he is not afraid to overcome them. Question number 9 is Teen Beach Movie. Teen Beach Movie is a film where 2 characters, one who absolutely loves the summer, one who loves the summer but her time in the sun is coming to an end as she is about to be sent off to a boarding school. The 2 of them get sucked into a West Side Story retelling, which is a beachy sort of vibe, and what follows is them trying to get home while also realizing just who it is they are meant to be. So my question for this one is to name a book set in summer. I have gone with What I Like About Me by Jenna Gear-Me. Unfortunately, I didn't particularly like this book, but it did heavily feature summer, and the height of it was a summer romance. Basically everything this film was in a nutshell. Question number 10, Disney's Descendants. Disney's Descendants follows the children of Disney villains and Disney heroes. The children of the Disney villains are chosen to head on over to the mainland where they will attend school with the good kids and try to learn how to be good. My question for this film is to name a book in which the bad guys turn out to be the good guys. Again, this is going to have mild spoilers in the answers, so while I am holding up the book, if you haven't read it, I would recommend muting the video until I put it down. So the full series I'm going to be talking about is His Dark Materials by Philip Pullman, so if you have not read The Northern Lights, The Subtle Knife, or The Amber Spyglass, I do recommend muting the video until I put this book down. And the characters that I'm going to be talking about are Mrs. Coulter and Lord Asriel. When we first meet Mrs. Coulter in this book, she is the big bad. She is the main bad guy and she is awful. When we first meet Lord Asriel, he's not technically a main bad guy until the very end of the novel when he does something absolutely unforgivable. If you have read this book or seen the TV show, you will know exactly what I'm talking about. If you've only seen the Golden Compass film, then you won't, because they were cowards and actually took that scene out of the film, which made the film completely pointless in my opinion. But that's not what we're here to talk about right now. So as I said, Lord Asriel and Mrs. Coulter are the worst people. They are the worst humans in history. So they start out as being real baddies, either by being selfish or by working with the Authority, who is the biggest bad guy in the series. As the series goes on, however, Mrs. Coulter sort of comes to see the error of her ways and she actually begins actively helping Lyra in defeating the Authority, which is something really awesome, and Lord Asriel does as well. They end up sacrificing themselves to save Lyra and to help her in her journey. They are definitely bad guys who turn into good guys, and I really enjoyed watching their journey. It was amazing and beautiful and just made me really happy. Except for what they did to be bad guys, because they were just horrible people. And then the 11th and final question is zombies. So Zombies is a film which has Zed a zombie and Addison a human. They are from two different species and they fall in love and have to try to change the minds of everyone in their city who believes zombies bad, humans good. So for this movie, my question is for you to name a book with an interspecies romance. Apologies for the camera angle change, my camera battery died, which was very rude. If you have not yet read The Fifth Wave by Rick Yancey, I would highly recommend muting this portion of the video as I am going to spoil something. My interspecies romance is Cassie and Evan from The Fifth Wave. Cassie is a human and Evan is an alien, and yet they somehow manage to fall in love anyway. Of course, she doesn't exactly know that he's an alien when they fall in love, but once she does find out, they have a bit of a tears and then they ultimately end up back together, which is adorable. Their romance was one of the best things about this book, honestly. This first book was great, the second two not so much. So there you go, that was my Disney Channel original movie book tag. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comment section below some of your answers to these questions, because I would absolutely love to know. I suppose because this is an original tag video, I have to tag people to do it. So I am going to tag Kat from Stars and Embers and Kat from Brews and Reviews. Thank you. If you guys in the comment section want to do this tag as well, then feel free, because I loved doing this tag. It was so much fun. I love Disney Channel original films, and honestly, I cannot wait to see Zombies 2. It's already come out in the States and it's not out in Australia, and like, I need to see it. If you like this video, be sure to give it a huge thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss a thing. Stay random. Bye.